First endeavors out with NaVi, and he has had a pretty lackluster event thus far, so this would be one hell of a time to show up. But Sticko, he's got a whole bunch of clutches, and of course he got that 1v4 ridiculous play here on Cobblestone earlier on. Different circumstances, he knows that Simple is up close, hasn't been able to rattle off the head just yet. He does have a kit, so he's not in any great rush as of now.
Starting to lack on bullets, though.
That is a good point. Going to need to reload. He still has 14 more in reserve and now a full magazine to play with. But he's going to get double peaked, and NaVi, they started.
So he does have the opportunity to wield a sniper rifle.
Oh, there's one player you don't really want to push into. It's going to be Simple. You expect him to lock down all these kills. The spray's on point. He's landing so much damage, and Zeus will finish off the rest. They do take down Edward, and ultimately a...
Go towards plateau, you might want to have a flash or two instead of the Kevlar, so you can actually flush yourself into position. Playing A-Halls, just want to make sure that his aim doesn't get shook about as somebody tries to peek him. And obviously we've seen Simple have a lot of activity towards these A-Halls mid-area initially as well, and that's going to be a massive battle for both teams. Who can come out ahead, Simple or Oscar?
The downsides, though, for Mousesports, they've gone for firepower over any kits as well. Could be an issue if NaVi start to make inroads on either of these sites.
Retakes on Cobblestone is surprisingly tough. Normally you have one bomb set that is easier to retake than the other. On Cobblestone, it feels like both of them are a bit of a nightmare.
Oh, yeah. And very large rotation times as well, of course, between the two sites.
Yeah. It gets so easily blocked out. Rob's not going to be able to capitalize on the first man he spots. That's Zeus dropping out a window.
Just too many angles for him to watch out for, because obviously had a couple of players up on the window as well. But Chris J is going to find Zeus through the doors and will dispatch of him. So an even trade. But you can see that NaVi, they have so much map control. They're actually choking out any potential of a rotation. They have all mid all day. Oscar, though, is going to miss that shot uncharacteristically. It's going to cost him his life and cost his team the A bomb site. This round's done.
It is. It's very well done by Edward there. Find Sunny in a situation where Sunny wins out that battle. That obviously allows for Oscar to keep really came alive later on. But they definitely can't afford him to go completely off the wayside here if they want to have a shot at winning. Sticko with the aggressive move. It's not spotted out. Simple. Oh, there we go. He's actually going to find a double as well. Flamey and Simple gone, removed from the server this round. Sticko with the aggressive play on B plateau, all by his lonesome as well. It's going to pay off massively. Well, gets out of dodge.
The timing there for Simple was brutal. As he crouched, Sticko pushed out the smoke.
Yeah.
And you don't expect someone to be close to the boxes on the left-hand side from his perspective, so Sticko made the most of it, and he's going to pick up a third, looking for a fourth, will land it. He's actually on for the ace, and he's got the play just dead ahead of him, but Edward will deny that from happening. However, Sticko can hold his head high for a 4K, should be putting Mousesports finally with a round on their belt. And there's Chris J with the headshot. He's going to be able to dart in and pick up the AWP as well. On to B-Long. A few smokes and Molotovs stop them for the time being, but drop control is being assumed, and the frags are going their way. On top of it, Flamey comes straight through onto the kill on Sticko, but Chris J at the back of the chicken coop is going to do what he can. He's going to get plucked out by Electronic. He was basically screwed as soon as that Molotov landed. Electronic with 2 kills in quick succession has put a blistering halt to this comeback attempt. Wow, Oscar. Okay.
I feel like that's something that would tilt you off the face of the planet.
How about we all just calm down for a second, Oscar, all right? Oh, that's a rough miss. It's probably going to cost him dearly. Simple will push again for a 2K. But, I mean, there was nothing particularly unique about that play. It was just an all-out push on B. They get the entries. Job's done.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Flamey finding the first frag, and Electronic once again finding 2 kills. He's been in a big way. Still managed to win that round, of course, though. Surprisingly, though, Mousesports not necessarily interested in actually setting up for exit frags either. I mean, NaVi have no real reason to actually go for any extra frags here unless, you know, they want to pad some stats. Maybe Simple in his case, because he's got an MP7, wants to get a bit more of a bank. There's not a whole lot to bring home into the next round, and Simple's just going to find everyone regardless. Why not? So additional money to an already healthy bank account on Simple's end. And some added confidence. 16 frags on Simple as of right now.
Exquisite work. Bullying Mousesports into submission. No ops. Mousesports.
Edward continues his good form as well. Finds Oscar in A halls, and that pretty much removes the entire defense from A. Obviously, NaVi not having any idea of this just yet. It does force a rotation as well. And if you're Mousesports at this point, well, Stico finds the electronic, and Christian finds Zeus as well. So there's a little bit of hope being garnered here.
Maybe another couple of twists yet in this round, Ven.
Yeah.
Not quite over just yet.
I was about to say, like, if you're Mousesports in this kind of scenario, you would like to stack up. And Christian, well, he doesn't need any teammates, apparently. It removes Flamey, and all of a sudden, it's Mousesports ahead in manpower.
He was thinking of rotating across to A, but we have the benefit of seeing the bomb is still in B long. So at this point, Edward's just trying to fake. He's trying to draw out Chris J. He's trying to draw out any players on the CTs on B, and it's working. And to make matters worse, Edward's going to go down, but Simple can just traipse across to the site, and he is a clutch master. He is in such good form. Very few players on this planet could go toe-to-toe with him right now. He is a bit weakened, but he's deciding to push up aggressive, taking the fight to the CTs. Rops and Stico don't have any more utility. They've expended the one flashbang. They're going to be lining up together, but Stico lands the frag, and Simple will not be able to clutch this time around.
So Mousesports are just winning rounds in the most unlikely ways right now. And they have to thank their lucky stars for that as well. 4 rounds, not a whole lot to work with, but predominantly rifles. Simple obviously wielding that AK from last round.
Maybe something for the desk to touch on. I'm curious how many kills Simple has in this event so far. It must be close to 200.
Like it's close to 1 million at this point.
Well, he's going to go down. Not able to add an extra notch on that belt. Chris J, Rops and Sunny trying to labor their way into a round. And of course, they came through in this one 2 CZs, but they're able to pick up AKs from their fallen teammates. Because though Sunny is low.
Edward's in a really, really solid position as well there. Perched up on the boost. Mainly because it's not necessarily the first place you actually take an active angle towards as you move in towards mid as a T. So that's going to allow Edward to get enough time to get at least 1 frag in that kind of a situation. And Electronic is posted up close enough to actually be able to respond to this, or at least was. As he moves over towards drop zone. But we can see Mousesports players still circling about that A area. So far 2 players in mid, and they have to hope that they can get a trade here if Edward's able to find 1 frag. Oh, gives away his position. Still going to find the frag, though. Drops down. Up to 15 HP. Will get taken out by Chris, but we talked about it. That's pretty much all he needed to do, though. But Sunny taking out Electronic as he peers down mid. That's going to be the real game, but low HP.
Very low. If Flamey...
Is he just going to wander through the smoke? He is.
And he's going to get the first kill as well. There's not much time. He's got to stick on the bomb, Chris J. And as soon as he peers up, it's going to be Flamey to knock him back down again. 10-round lead coming in.
Obviously, that is a bit of an issue for Mousesports, but I'd rather focus on Navi's well-being and well-doing. Now we're going to see a quick round for Mousesports right out onto the B bomb site, but Flamey is there. First bastion of defense will eventually get taken out by Rops, but damage has been done. Rotations are coming in from Navi's side, and Electronic is chiming in as well.
Sunny's doing work though here, Ven. He's already picked up 2. He's brought them back into a 2-on-2, and now Rops is going to try and light up with a Galil. Another 1-for-1 trade. Sunny against Simple. I know who I'd personally be betting on, but Simple has mind-gamed himself. He's going to go to A. In fact, I think he's very much aware of what's about to happen. He just wants to make the fast rotation all the way around the back of B.
Yeah, this is pretty unexpected if you're Sunny. Only thing that Simple has to be careful of is how much time he actually spends rotating off. And Sunny, actually going to head over to the plateau as well. He seems to have an inkling as to what's coming around the corner.
Come down to timing, and Simple will drop Sunny. I mean, it's kind of dual purpose for Sunny there. On the one hand, Mousesports just trying to feel their way into some weaknesses, and well, Stico is going to find out firsthand that middle is not weak at all. He loses his life. We're perched up on platform. Mousesports just seem to have lacked that piercing attack on their T side thus far. They haven't really offered too much. It's been Sunny landing some crazy entries, and that's about it, really.
It has been obviously not optimal buys on the side of Mousesports because they are pressed for rounds. So just trying to get away with a quick one, really. Resetting NaVi with that third round buy, even though they did drop an AK in the second round for Ops. So they're not going to have the utility that they like. That's the last Molotov going out as well. Now it's going to be really tough for them. We'll set up for a smoke execute here with the 3 remaining smokes. Sunny already down in drop room. This has to work perfectly for Mousesports if they want to have a shot at this.
All it takes is one false step, one slip up, and this map is over. Flamey's got flash, but he's able to stay in position. And he's also got Edward in alcove. They're not going to check him. Not able to transition across for a double spray, but he's seen the bomb down, and now Flamey will do the rest. Sunny, probably the standout player for Mousesports for me. But he's got a 1v3 up against him, and Flamey is not going to allow him to get any closer to the clutch.
That's unfortunate for him. No, actually, it's not Stico going down.
Simple died.
Yeah, with the AK? No.
I think he had an M4.
M4, yeah, sorry. Are on the CT side, obviously, and there's been no AK in play because Mousesports lost the pistol. But yeah, Stico actually winning that battle with 19 HP. And I was about to say, Stico was the only player they probably could have. It's great chaos in the ranks of Mousesports. But Mousesports having a very slow approach here. Kind of reminiscent of what we've seen NaVi do on their T sides as well. Electronic here is going to have some itchy fingers and move actually kind of at the perfect timing. Even though it doesn't find any players, it's a big tell as to where Mousesports are moving out with Abs just completely vacated. Only Sunny left in mid. That's the next smoke going down as well. And time is starting to run low here. Unless Mousesports want to run through this, it's only going to be around 15 seconds when that smoke dissipates.
Edward by himself, but now the rest of his team are starting to come through, and they know it's going to be on the B site as he just jumps across, hops over the play, but Electronic gets 2 kills with the CZ. Oscar and Chris J pushed to the wayside for the time being. Stico doesn't look to push him with the rest of his teammates, but they're not going to check the back of the site, and this could cost them dearly. Simple's waiting to line them up, and he will knock them down alongside Flamey. Sunny cannot get it done, and NaVi sneak their way into a victory. And they have dealt with him nicely.
NaVi from the get-go is sending 4 players over towards that A bomb site as well, which is different from what they've been doing in the past. Been focusing heavily on early banana control. This time it's only Edward with an MP7 over towards that bomb site. Simple in the arch corner. Actually gets taken out. Seems like he kind of fell asleep at the wheel there.
That is uncharacteristic for Simple. You expect him to land that frag, and looking from his reaction, he almost seems surprised.
Yeah.
And there's a little player cam at the bottom, so I'm not sure what happened there, but either way, they've got to ignore the past and focus on the here and now, and that will see Zeus pulling back from library. Electronic will at least avenge his fallen teammate, and Sunny's going to get put down as a double pit stack is still looking strong. Stico and Oscar, not much time to play with, not much health either. The bomb's also been dropped, but here comes Stico. He's picked up one and a second as well. He has been dropped down below 50 health, but lands the headshot and gets the clutch. Disgusting. But it is something that we touched on yesterday and also the first day, that Doja was such a menace on the CT side in apps, constantly getting kills, constantly keeping presence in there. Maybe this is something NaVi need to switch up.
I can see, I mean, initially Mousesports did a good job using their Molotovs to actually clear that out. Now we see the execution coming in for the bomb side. Flamey with the first frag. Stico though takes out Electronic and Zeus, and well, would you look at that within the matter of seconds.
Look at it.
Players. Yeah, look at that. He gets kind of stuck in the Molotov, slowed down by it. Ends up just fizzling out as he is sprayed down. Ooh, tag onto Chris J.
Edward's going to play up close and smoke off, and there's another Molotov kill. Mousesports, please, fire hurts.
Been invited to the barbecue of NaVi. 3 members left on Mousesports side, though. They're going to decide to take the action over towards 8. Sunny once again towards Abs here. I'm not going to peer out, though. Heading over to A halls. Solid setup, though, from the NaVi side. 2 spots out. Stico does significant damage to him as well.
Actually a smoke, but he's faking the flash. Doesn't really matter, those uses unfazed.
Tough task at hand for the 2 remaining Mousesports players. Electronic and familiar spots. Gonna find Sunny with a nade in his hand. Right place at the right time, and Oscar left alone. Again, economy on Mousesports side is good enough to the point where Oscar can afford to throw away this off in the sense that, you know, goes hunting for kills, because it's gonna matter so much more for NaVi to maintain numbers here. It's simple. Posted up in the perfect position, finds Oscar. And a clean sweep on the side of NaVi, much needed as well.
Actually standing really close, deciding to back away as the flashbang starts to connect. Flamey is going to pick up the first, and Simple's good for one more. Flamey with the second, and in just the space of a second, pretty much 4 players die. Sunny, good luck to you, sir. This is looking like it's too tall a task, and Flamey will prove that's the case.
Flamey really seeming to be comfortable with that op in quad side.
He is behind enemy lines at this stage, and he's been spotted. There's going to be a lot of fire coming his way, and it's the USP that's used against them this time. And will be a bomb plant afterwards. Mousesports in a bit of trouble. Do have a kit. That's pretty much the only thing going for them though at this stage. 5 players left alive, trying to retake against 5 when there's 3 of them in pit.
I think this is one of the scenarios where you just hold on to your Kevlar and defuse kit going into the next round. Well, Oscar decides against that. Sunny does find 1 frag, but...
Yeah, and Chris J's been baited in and Simple! The leaping knife!
Why not?
Get shanked. Yeah, I think Chris J was baited in there. He would probably like to have run away, but he was in the alcove. He's basically stuck.
And I mean, if you're looking at Simple getting an op on that T side early on, that's definitely going to send him skyrocketing towards it. And NaVi just with the perfect read there. All 5 up mid. Rops being the sole defender on that A-bomb site. I'm not particularly a fan of having passive player playing that.
Actually, one of the better scout players in the world. Bit of a standstill though. NaVi dropping the bomb early doors towards T-steps. So an indication that they weren't really interested in any fast shenanigans unless, of course, they got given free picks to the start of the round.
That's very true. I mean, it seems like Mousesports have kind of done their homework in that sense. Obviously, this is 4 spy rounds, so they might have a bit of a different idea. Stico tries to go aggressive. It's going to get found out by Edward. Edward and Flamey wants to occupy halls pretty much the entirety of their T side on NaVi's end. Oh, Rops falls off the balcony, and that's going to keep Flamey alive as Flamey tries to shoot some teammates. It does allow Rops to close in the gap, and Oscar's going to find a nice shot on Simple. Second one on Simple as well. And now we've got him round on our hands.
It's always the danger when he has the scout in his hands, and now he has traded across to the AK, and Chris J's picked up the scout.
Well, Edward's in a good position though, but is heavily tagged up, so he needs to be pinpoint with his shots here to not get turned on.
So important for NaVi on their recovery here on Inferno to hold on to this round, and hold on they shall. Electronic spray on point.
Of Zeus and Simple.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Even though they put a dent, that's going to quickly be remedied and fixed if Simple and Zeus run out and get a few kills, and they need to make sure they don't lose any more. They'll be charging straight down mid. Lambs to the slaughter. It was actually the AKs that picked up all the frags, but NaVi will be just fine with that. So we're all even now.
Here we go. And up towards that A-bomb site.
We've already seen what Stico's Deagle can do, though. And he is going to be in the thick of the action. Simple loses his head. And NaVi lose control of the bomb for just a second. They're able to salvage it. Stico's not far off from another headshot there. I don't know how much you want to poke Stico with a Deagle. That sounds to me like it could be a recipe for disaster. But he will go down. Nice try. But now NaVi, and the floodgate should be open. They may not check this angle, though, that Oscar's in. If Rops can lay down a little bit of pain, but he's been flashed out. That can actually bait out Oscar. He's going to pick up a couple of kills, looking for a third. He does do damage, but it's not enough to deal with Edward.
4 HP, though. Definite opportunities here. Utility is in the favor of NaVi, though. Smoking a Molotov left on the electronic side as well. Good positioning is to boot. It's going to be tough for Mousesports, but again, anything they can get in a situation like this where they're on eco, they'll happily take. But Edward, with a nice spray transfer, takes out both Chris J and Sunny. With a little bit of help from Zeus previously.
A 4 HP Dream. This might be as good as of why they can hope for now. They lose this, it's pistols, it's maybe some SMGs, not much more. Can they bring this back? Chris J doing what he can. Proving to play safe. Just backs away, doesn't want to stick around any longer. Down to 33 health.
It's electronic gone from the side of NaVi. Meanwhile, though, NaVi seemingly unfazed. Gonna go back to A. once more. Tried into a true recipe. Stico just has to fall back on side. He does have a player in pit as well, so might as well set up for some crossfires.
Trying to get some sound cues there.
I'll be just really taking their time. Still have utility to work with here. 2 smokes, 3 smokes, and a Molotov. Oscar is actually going to move forward. Might get caught out here.
Nice shot. That's what you want to see from Oscar. 2-player advantage. Mousesports have a chance. Is that going to be taken away from Flamey? He's picked up 2 and Oscar's missed his opportunity. Just 20 health falls on Flamey's shoulders though. Gonna have to use each and every one of them, and Oscar's actually gonna wallbang him, and Chris J comes in for the final kill of the round. Okay, Mousesports, much better. More of that, please.
Definitely. Well, been really tagged up as well, and not quite sure if that's actually off of Stico pushing into Abs or not, but I have to assume so. Electronic taking a ton of damage here from a Molotov, and Chris J's gonna find 1 frag, but both of the defenders have gone down. Oscar though, quick rotation, runs through the smoke, will find Electronic as well, but Flame is there to return the favor, and that's the V-bomb site in the hands of NaVi. 2 players left on Mousesports. I do have a Molotov though. Seen what kind of terror that can cause to a NaVi side on this V-bomb site. Better after plant positions though.
He's with an AWP peeking like that, you're almost asking to die. I mean, if he has like an M4, I can kind of understand it, but surely there's half a call to wait for the rest of his team to arrive, because if there's more than 1 player pushing, he's pretty much dead as soon as he finds that shot.
And it's very much a one and done kind of a move if you have an AWP.
But now it's down to Stico and Rops. They don't have a kit between them, they don't have nades, but they do have headshots, and Stico's delivered 1 of them. However, he's on the receiving end of a battering, down to 12, and he has to be careful, because he's got to run pretty much at this point, otherwise he'll die to the bomb anyway.
Evasive maneuvers.
I think he's all right. However, Mousesports aren't. They're going to be trailing 15-11. 4 tournament points for NaVi.
All the opportunities in the world, and obviously Mousesports not finding themselves in a great state. Money-wise here, Stico being able to survive with that call could definitely be a difference maker.
Now we're seeing no war picked up. Maybe this is the indication of a fast play, but with the bomb being dropped where it is, perhaps not.
Yeah. I just want to safe this in as much as possible. Molotov actually misses here. That allows for Stico to get some room. Edward might not be expecting this. Oh, spots the head maybe? Actually doesn't, but still gets out alive. And tags, goes through the wall. And Flame is there to receive the retreating Stico. Man advantage once more in the favor of NaVi. Chris J already being tagged down, and Banana as well. 26 HP. That's just looking very much like NaVi's bound for glory.
Mousesports backs against the wall, and Rops comes out swinging. Looking for a second, but his spray lets him down. And now Sunny with his UMP, maybe all that stands between NaVi and this entire tournament. Chris J, 1 on 4, 26 health from Ast in hand, and Simple takes him. NaVi are your champions in an exquisite 2-0 performance, and throughout this entire event,